how the universe decides what can exist. Not everything that can be imagined is allowed. Most possibilities are quietly forbidden. Reality is selective, not generous. To understand how the universe decides what can exist, we must look past appearance. Objects feel free to form. Ideas feel unlimited. But physics draws hard boundaries beneath everything. Invisible lines nothing may cross. Early thinkers believed existence was simple. If something could be built, it could exist. Nature felt permissive, but experiments revealed strict rules. Some arrangements never appear, no matter how much energy is applied. At the deepest level, existence depends on stability. Systems must endure interaction. They must resist collapse. They must obey conservation. Anything that violates these rules vanishes instantly. This explains why some particles exist while others remain hypothetical. Why certain atoms form and others fall apart immediately. The universe tests structures relentlessly. Only stable patterns survive. Quantum mechanics sharpen this filter. Particles are not free to take any state. They occupy allowed levels. Forbidden states simply do not occur. Reality is quantized by permission. Even empty space enforces rules. Fields allow certain excitations. Others cancel out. Existence is constrained by symmetry. What is not fit is erased. At first, this feels limiting, but it is creative. Rules carve possibility. Boundaries give shape. Without constraint, nothing would persist. This selective process operates constantly. Stars form only at certain masses. Planets survive only in narrow zones. Chemistry works within tight limits. Life itself occupies a tiny window. Understanding this reframes reality. The universe is not asking what could exist. It is asking what can remain. Stability decides. Everything else is temporary noise. This leads to a deeper mystery. Who wrote these rules? Why these limits exist at all? And whether they could ever change? Those questions pull us toward the edge of physics itself. At first glance, these rules feel arbitrary. Why this particle and not another? Why this force strength and not slightly different? But physics reveals a pattern. Existence favors balance. Particles survive when forces cancel just enough. Too much attraction and collapse follows. Too much repulsion and structure cannot form. The universe tunes interactions tightly. Stability lives in narrow ranges. Consider atoms. Electrons occupy specific energy levels, not because they prefer them, but because all other states are forbidden. Step outside those levels, and the atom ejects energy or collapses inward. Existence snaps back to what is allowed. The same logic governs larger systems. Stars exist only within mass limits. Too small, and fusion never ignites. Too large, and gravity overwhelms pressure. The universe permits only certain sizes. Everything else fails quickly. Planets follow similar rules. Orbits must balance speed and gravity. Too slow and collapse occurs. Too fast and escape follows. Only narrow bands allow persistence. Existence is precision, not abundance. Even chemistry obeys this filter. Elements bond only in stable arrangements. Unstable molecules decay instantly. Reactions explore possibilities rapidly, then settle into allowed outcomes. The universe constantly discards mistakes. This makes reality look intentional, as if guided. But physics offers no intention, only selection. Countless possibilities arise, but only stable ones remain visible. Time amplifies this process. Unstable forms disappear quickly. Stable forms linger. We observe what survives, not what briefly existed. Reality feels order because chaos erases itself. This explains why the universe looks finely tuned. Not because every possibility was chosen, but because only certain ones persist long enough to notice. Survivorship creates the illusion of design. Yet this raises a deeper tension. If existence depends on stability, then small changes to the rules could erase everything we know. How fragile is reality? And how close are we to forbidden states right now? Those questions lead directly into the heart of cosmic limits. This fragility becomes clear when physicists explore variations. Change a constant slightly. Increase gravity strength. Stars collapse too quickly. Decrease it. fusion never begins. Either way, complexity disappears. Adjust the charge of the electron, atoms become unstable. Chemistry dissolves. No molecules persist. Life never has a chance. Existence depends on precise balance. Even space-time itself obeys limits. Too many dimensions and forces weaken. Too few and orbits collapse. Free spatial dimensions appear special, not by choice but by survival. Only here can stable structures exist. This has led to uncomfortable conclusions. Reality appears finely tuned, balanced on narrow margins. The allowed region is tiny. Most possible universes would be empty or chaotic. Some interpret this as design. Others seek deeper explanations. Perhaps constants evolve. Perhaps selection occurs across many universes. Perhaps stability itself forces these values. Physics does not yet know. What is clear is constraint. The universe is not free to be anything. It obeys a small set of rules. Those rules define everything we see. They are not flexible. This makes existence feel precarious, as if one wrong adjustment would erase stars, matter, and time. Reality is not robust. It is conditional. Yet this fragility also creates richness, because only narrow paths allow complexity. Within those paths, structure can build layers. Atoms become molecules. Molecules become life. Limits enable depth. The universe does not maximize possibility. It maximizes persistence. It allows what can survive. Everything else is filtered out instantly. Existence is a survivor, not a winner. This perspective changes how we view ourselves. We are not inevitable. We are permitted, allowed by rules that could have been different. And that permission carries weight. The final question remains. If the universe decides what can exist, what happens when those conditions fail? When stability is no longer possible? When the allowed window closes? That answer waits at the edge of time. The climax of this story is unsettling. Existence is conditional. The universe allows only what can persist. Everything you see is balanced on constraints. Atoms hold together by narrow margins. Stars burn within strict limits. Life survives inside thin windows. Reality is permitted, not guaranteed. This does not make existence fragile in the moment. It makes it temporary in principle. Conditions evolve. Energy spreads. Balance shifts. What is allowed now may not be allowed forever. Over cosmic time, the universe cools. Energy thins. Structures lose support. Eventually, even stable forms fail. Atoms may decay. Protons may dissolve. Existence simplifies. This is not destruction. It is permission being withdrawn. The universe enforces its rules without emotion. When conditions change, outcomes follow. Stability is never promised indefinitely. Understanding this reshapes meaning. We are not the goal. We are a phase, a brief alignment of rules allowing complexity, a moment when existence is possible. This does not diminish value. It intensifies it. What exists briefly matters deeply. Scarcity creates significance. Limits give weight. Physics does not offer comfort. It offers clarity. The universe decides what can exist by allowing only what can last. And nothing lasts forever. We live inside a narrow window, a rare balance, a temporary allowance. Knowing this does not demand fear. It invites attention. Subscribe to join the journey. How